Surprise, surprise, the ATF is already going against the injunctions and trying to enforce their pistol brace ruling. So let's break this down real quickly and go over what you should expect and maybe what you should be doing. For those of you that might not know, just recently Judge Reed O'Connor denied the nationwide injunction we're going for the pistol brace ruling, but he did allow the injunction for the Firearm Policy Coalition. So if you're a member of them, you are able to keep your braces until the court case is over and complete and we can finally get a decision on if we're allowed to have them or not. And now, just a couple weeks later, the ATF went to an FFL and had some issues with him and his braces. He basically presented his information saying that he's with the Firearms Policy Coalition and he is under the injunctions that are in place. And the ATF supervisor pretty much said that they don't have to follow the decision that Judge Reed O'Connor placed on the injunctions. This should not surprise you, but this should absolutely frustrate you. The ATF is allowed to go around these decisions just because they think they can and still try to enforce these rules. Whether or not that this FFL dealer had to actually go to jail or had to actually give up his braces, the inconvenience that was placed on him and the things that they did in the process of trying to take away his braces is not only unconstitutional, but is also absolutely ridiculous that they have the power to do that. When us as law-abiding citizens are following the injunctions, following the court casing, having to follow the rules, but they're allowed to do what they want. They're allowed to go out and try to enforce these, saying that they don't have to follow the ruling of Judge Reed O'Connor, but we have to. But apparently the ruling, as long as it's for us, we have to follow those things, but they don't. So I want to make this video to at least update you all and let you know, be careful what you're doing. I still use braces because I'm covered into the injunction. I have braces all over this place. I show them on all my videos. I shoot with my braces. I'm not going to hide that fact because I'm not going to take these off and hide away from the ATF trying to overstep what they're allowed to do. It's frustrating when you see cases like this of them doing that. So for those of you that are trying to follow the rules, that when this initially happened, you started off by taking them off and then you listened and you waited until further instruction and the ATF told you as long as you remove them, you're fine, and you did so. And then when the ATF changed their mind and said, no, you can't do that anymore, you're a felon if you keep them in the same room, you then did your next steps of what you thought was right. And then the ATF then changed their mind again and changed the ruling and continued to change things. You continue to try to change the way you do things to either follow those rules or whether or not you were following those rules to start with or you're continuing to follow those rules, you were doing what you thought was best for you and your family. Just know they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop whether the injunctions are placed. They just made that clear. They're not going to stop when or if we win this court case hearing because they're going to go for the next thing or they're just going to find another way to overstep what they're allowed to do. So once again, the first thing you need to do is sit down with your family and pray about this. This is very, very important that you take the time to decide what's best for you and your family. Don't listen to what I have to say. Don't listen to what other YouTubers have to say. It's great information and it's wonderful what all these YouTubers and attorneys are doing, getting this information out there and trying to help you make a better decision. But all in all, in the end, it's up to you and your family. You decide what's best for you and your family to keep you guys safe. So I'm going to give you the information. I know what we're doing. Me and my family have sat down, we've prayed about it, and we've decided what we're going to do. I want you to know, though, that there are serious consequences for potentially not complying. There's serious consequences for complying. Obviously, as we're seeing here, it doesn't really matter what you do. All right, my phone rang. I had a chance to calm down for a second. I obviously get pretty frustrated with this, understandably. I mean, you all can understand and relate to why this is such a frustrating thing. I'm sure all of you are equally, if not more frustrated than I am. So to summarize and to basically wrap this up, and I don't want to make this too long, did anything happen with that? I don't know right now. I will keep you guys updated if anything happens further with it. But the problem is it did happen. That's where it's a little scary. It's not if that guy gets sentenced or has to go to jail. It's the fact that the ATF is still trying. That's the whole point of this, is the ATF is still trying, and they're still going out there enforcing this, and they're still going out there and looking. So that should worry you a little bit, knowing that they're still trying with this. So once again, do whatever you think's best for your family. It's kind of crazy and absolutely scary that you can go to federal prison for so long over something so silly. I mean, there's people that don't go to prison for longer than that for some serious crimes. You have a pistol brace, and that can land you in federal prison for some serious time. So I'll keep you guys updated. I'll continue to do these videos. I want you all to be as informed as possible. I want you all to be as safe as possible. We can't do anything if we aren't collectively together and as a community. We all need to be in this together. And that's what they fear the most, is everyone coming together as one. That's why they work so hard to separate everyone as much as possible. That's why they work so hard with racism and all these other things, is so that we don't grow together as one, because that is the one thing they fear, obviously, is the people. So remember that. We are in charge, and we have the power to change things if needed. So stay safe. Pray. God is in control. Some of you might disagree with that, and that's okay. But I absolutely believe that we need to get God back in this country, in the center of our country. And I pray that it gets back to that way before it gets too bad or too far. But I guess if it gets to that point, then I know where I'm going, and it doesn't really matter at that point. But I have young kids, I have babies that I want to grow up and have the opportunities that I had growing up. Better. I want them to have a better life. I want it to be better for them. And I know a lot of you agree with that. You know, we can disagree with some things, we can agree with a lot of things, but I think we all can agree that we want our children to grow up in a better world, and we should want to work towards that. So, appreciate you all. Thank you so much.